Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to BowlTV. This is Matt Canizar live at the 2017 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup here at Bowl 300 in Hermosillo, Mexico. We've got a star-studded first game here on the ladies' side. Holy cow, so much talent. Some very well-known players here in the women's field this week. We'll do the rundown here in just one moment. We got to see the men earlier today, and it was the local sensation. Mexico's Arturo Estrada setting the pace on the men's side, averaging nearly 240 in his home country to lead the way after the first of 4 days of qualifying. But now on to the ladies. We've got 4 on a pair, so things are going to move along a little bit quicker here compared to 5 that we had in the men's block. But let's meet our players first. Now up on lane 17, our defending champion from Sweden, Jenny Wegner, starts off with a double on this 41-foot oil pattern at Bowl 300. Joining her on our featured pair, we saw her throw a double as well, Australia's Rebecca Whiting. She made a run at the TV show last year as well. Came up a little bit short, but back and motivated. And joining them on the pair is Zebene Berahanu of Ethiopia. And Nirantia Shagdar from Mongolia. And on lanes 19 and 20. Again, we'll be here all week long for qualifying 17 through 20. Our featured pairs. We've got 2-time World Cup champion Alma Guerra of the Dominican Republic. She won back in 2010 and 2011. Also on this pair, Team USA's Erin McCarthy, who has battled back from a serious back injury that left her unable to sit down during the TV finals of the U.S. Women's Open back in August, but she has worked very hard to get back in bowling shape. She felt good at Team USA camp just a few weeks ago, and now ready to go here at the World Cup. Also on this pair for game number 1, we have Antonetta Costa from Azores, the oldest player in the field at age 80. So we're still doing cool things here at the World Cup. And finally, from Tunisia, it is Kayla Mizzou, and I believe it is her husband. Bowling on the men's side for Tunisia, that is Khaled Mizzou. So how about that? Some pretty cool storylines from the various countries. It appears we might have the names backwards here on our roster sheet for the Mongolian players. But we have the mother and son combination. Mongolians Shagdar and Odku. Did have one other set of mother and son. from Malta, but they were unable to make the trip due to some travel complications. Got a father and daughter team, Valentin and Laura Piros of Romania, both competing for the first time. And as mentioned, husband and wife, Khaled and Kayla Mizzou of Tunisia, bowling for the 8th time. How about that? So now that we know who's who, we'll get, after this game, we'll get our final official count of how many ladies we have and how many countries represented. On the men's side, it was 64 men. Obviously, that's 64 different countries. As always, I am here to offer what I can. If you have any questions, please drop those into the chat room. We had a terrific crowd this morning for the men's squad. We were well over 1,000 for the entire 6 games. And hoping to build some numbers here for the ladies. The ladies need some love too. Some of the best in the world. Just looking quickly to our left and to our right, we see Miranda Panis of Canada, Hermosillo Restrepo of Colombia. You know you've got to be good to be the representative from Colombia. Some great players there. Claire Guerrero recently winning the World Cup back-to-back, 2015 and 16. Sorry, 2014 and 15. Our defending champion is Jenny Wegner, of course. Finland, young player Sanna Passanen. We'd like to give a shout out and a thank you to the terrific staff here at Bowl 300 and all they've done to help make this week a quick success. Also to the QubicaAMF World Cup staff working diligently since announcing at last year's championship banquet that we'd be in Hermosillo this year. So it's pretty much a non-stop process, and I believe they're already thinking and talking about where the 2018 World Cup will be, if they haven't decided already. So we should get that news soon, and they'll begin working on all the details for that. So remember, tell all your friends we are here live on BowlTV. Best ladies in the world. I know some of our fans are going to bed across the world. But please, maybe stay up a little bit later. Remember to subscribe to BowlTV so you can be notified when one of these events is about to get underway. Don't want to miss any of the excitement. Also, one pair to our left is CT Raman. We saw her and her teammates from Malaysia find great success on the Professional Women's Bowling Association Tour this year. CT became the first Malaysian to win a PWBA Tour title. Followed 1 week later by her teammate Lee Jane Sin. So we've enjoyed getting to know our friends from Malaysia, as well as previously the group from Singapore that bowled very well on the PWBA Tour in 2016. So while some folks are headed to bed, others just waking up and joining us here on BowlTV. Thank you. My name is Matt Canizaro, your host for this week's World Cup Bowl 300 at Hermosillo, Mexico. We've got live scoring available, and you can find a link to the QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup homepage in the information box below your video window. That will give you all the details. On this week's event. Live scoring from across the house, as well as very quick game-by-game updates. We're using lanes 3 through 30 for qualifying. Most pairs have 4 players. Some have 3 here on our women's squad. Check out the men's scores. They are available along with a lot of other great information provided by the World Cup staff about the participants and such here. They do a great job all year round trying to build some excitement for the event and let you know more about the players besides just scores. We saw a miscue there by McCarthy, the single pin miss. Back half already of game number 1. This is going to go a little bit quicker. Just 4 on most pairs here. Thanks to all who are chiming in the chat room. Thanks for being a part of the interaction. And Spinelli thinks World Bowling is awesome. I would agree that all bowling is awesome. And now we're seeing dozens of the best ladies from around the world, and you will see as we make our way through these 24 games of qualifying. Some of the players are very familiar to you, like Hermosillo Restrepo, Erin McCarthy, Almaguera, top contenders from around the world, but other countries maybe not so fortunate with their bowling programs and equipment and bowling centers per se. So some different styles and some different things they've had to adapt to based on what's available to them. So you'll definitely see a variety of styles and skill levels, but the important thing to realize here is that each one of these players has been selected somehow to represent their countries at the world's largest sporting event based on participating countries. So we've got nearly 70 countries bowling here at Bowl 300. So that's pretty awesome. And to say that you're the best and the chosen one from your home, that is a pretty big deal. And for many of the players, you're right, the World Cup might be more of an experience. Maybe not going to contend for one of those spots in the top 24, the top 8, but to be able to travel to far and distant lands and experience a different culture and cuisine while representing your country, that's pretty awesome. So kind of jealous in a way that they have this opportunity, but I'm glad to be here to share it with them. So there's that. And a good question. Any 300s yet? No. We had a 297 earlier today. The gentleman from Serbia. Let's see, make sure we get his name correct. That was David Tanek. Left the 124 on his fill ball, I believe it was. If you'd like to see that, remember to find and like the QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup Facebook page. Dom Gall is here from England, posting some terrific content on that page throughout the week. So make sure to check that out. He's your social media guru here at the World Cup and doing a terrific job. Even has a drone. So if you are just stopping in, thank you. This is the very first game of women's qualifying here at the 2017 World Cup. We'll have a 6-game block today, and then we will be done for the day. So with the bigger center this year, just one squad for men, one squad for women. We saw the men do their thing earlier today. Now the ladies will get their chance. 6 games each day over 4 days. So they'll get to bowl 24 games of qualifying. Then we'll cut the field down to the top 24. Well, 8 more games. Total pinfall will determine the top 8. Who will advance to round robin match play. And after 40 games, total pinfall plus bonus pins will determine the top 4 to advance to the semifinals. So cheer on your favorite player, follow her through the live scoring, and please enjoy the first of 4 days of qualifying here at Bowl 300. Here's Erin McCarthy having a rough game number 1 after starting with a double. See a 4-6-7 there on lane 19. See our friend Ben Orland checking in today. Ben, how are you doing? Question is, who am I rooting for? And I think I don't know. I don't want to say. Obviously, there's some crowd favorites, just based on experience. And you probably could pick many of those players out, as we've mentioned: C.T. Rahman, Miranda Panis, Jenny Fagner, Rebecca Whiting, Almiguera, Erin McCarthy, Stana Pasanen, Rocio Restrepo, and Maribela Roscoe representing Mexico. There's many, so you could probably narrow down most of your top 24 just based on that, but there's so many great stories and great players here that, you know, before any of those bowlers were as well known as they are, they were unknown. So perhaps this is where somebody else has the opportunity to jump into the spotlight, as we saw last year with our champion on the men's side, Wang Hongbo. First man from China, first person from China to win the World Cup, doing so on his home turf. Only the second player to ever do that, using a very unique spinner style, unique to the Asian countries, and won the World Cup with an 11-pound ball, I believe it was. So, you know, that was a made-for-TV type story there. Nobody probably ever saw coming, I don't think. So, very cool. So here we are in the 10th frame on 17 and 18. Rebecca Whiting can get to 199. And she could have gotten to 199, left the single pin there, so 198 for her. And Jenny Wegner with the open in the 10th, had one in the 9th as well on a string of strikes, 192. Ethiopia's Berahanu finishes with 154. Narantuya from Mongolia going to close things out. She can get to 166 with two more here in the 10th frame. And final frame underway on 19 and 20. McCarthy got the first hit, not the second. See, she leaves a 4-pin. Best she can do is 178. Almiguera has a mess to clean up in the 10th. 2-8-10. She will get one. Finish with 189. So a few ladies got off to a hot start and slowed down a little bit here at the conclusion of game number 1. I believe you will hear the occasional eruptions of applause that likely would be for the local favorite, Maribel Orozco. We got to speak with her earlier and beaming with pride over the chance to represent Mexico at the World Cup. And she helped bridge the language gap a little bit for me and men's leader Arturo Estrada. Looking forward to chatting with both of them as the week progresses. Very cool to see them so proud and so celebrated here. Virgil Shanks in the chat room. I appreciate the support. Let's do that. Let's give some thumbs up. Good numbers means an invitation to the 2018 World Cup. So that would be great to have the opportunity to travel to the event once again, regardless of where it is. oldest competitor, Costa, finishes with 124. And Mizzou finishes with 168. And just like that, game one is complete. And we'll have some more great discussion. And 8 more bowlers coming our way here in just a minute. Game number 2 for the ladies coming up in just a minute. 2017 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup resumes momentarily. Thanks for joining us. This is Matt Cannizzaro. Be right back. We are back in business, folks. Game number 2 underway. Not sure what the delay was there, but we are at it nonetheless. Party already going on outside. They have a lot of cool things set up here for the players and guests after competition, just outside the bowling center. Live music and food and drink and all kinds of cool stuff. Again, it's about the experience here at the World Cup once the bowling is done for the day. Try to meet our players here for game number 2. For Finland, we already mentioned top young player Sanna Passanen. We've got from New Caledonia, Lauren Garavino. Sorry, Garvalino. Always an adventure on some of the names of the players. Let's see who else we got. From Latvia, good friend of Diana Zavialova, we have Veronica Kudyakova. And her son going on the men's side, the youngest competitor at the World Cup this year, Artemis, just 16 years old. And our final player from Spain, got Raquel Mir Cuevas. And on 19 and 20, Siti Rahman of Malaysia, shooting the split there on lane 19. Joined by Luxembourg's Nora Terzi. Shen Marine from Reunion. And Bora Piros for Romania. Again, her father bowling on the men's side. We do have a few less teams and players this year for, I'm sure, a variety of reasons, possibly timing, location. The event a little bit later this year, and here in Mexico. A bit of a trip for some places. Someone mentioned the players from Malta, mother and son, who have been at this for some years. some travel complications would have put them into town right at the start of competition, if not too late to be able to compete. So they will not be in attendance this year. Now that we've met our players, let's see if the standings are available. Go to all results on the World Cup page. Check out the ladies. And there they are, leading the way through one game. Stephanie Martins of Brazil. 245, Miranda Panis from Canada. 236, Vanessa Timter of Germany. 230, Rocio Restrepo, Colombia. 224, Suzanne Howell of New Zealand. 217, Ursula Eckermans from South Africa. 214, Karina Hugen, Switzerland. 212, tied with Mexico's Maribel Orozco. 212. CT Rahman, 207, and rounding out the top 10. It is the Bahamas, Uchena, Ijoma Delva, 204. Team USA's Erin McCarthy had 178. She's down in a tie for 33rd place. And according to the numbers here, we have 54 women, 5'4", and 64 men. (118 total competitors), and we'll get our final country count before we wrap things up here today. Trying to find the World Cup webpage, just go to the information box below your video window, and there'll be a link directly to that. Gets you all the information you need about this week's event. All the results, the schedule, facts and figures. We'll also have a recap for you on bowl.com at the end of the day. This is game 2 of 6. And we're getting just to the halfway point now. Compared to our right, Mexico's Orozco. Definitely has the crowd behind her. Players this week pulling on a 41-foot oil pattern, generally a little bit higher scoring, just to create a more fair and entertaining environment, I guess, for players of all skill levels to be able to get to the pocket, have a chance to bowl well. Sounded like the characteristics of the bowling center will lead to some high scores. My understanding, this generally is a more of an open play type setting. They've had a ton of bowlers coming in through the week while we've been here getting set up. Just having a good time enjoying our sport. But, the installation and the conditions should lead to some higher scores by week's end. And to our right, Jenny Wegner, our defending champ, has the front 5 going for 6 now. You can see her ball go down the lane, and she absolutely buried that one. Take a look at the live scoring, see what's happening across the bowling center. Again, we're using lanes 3 to 30. There's 32 lane center. Wagner stepping up on 22. You'll be able to see her ball go down the lane. She's got the front 6 now. Trying to make it 7 in her quest to become the most recent player to win back-to-back. I want to say 4th overall without looking at the stats. And that is true. Last one was Claire Guerrero, doing so in 2014 and 15. Almi Guerra before that in 2010 and 11. Almi looking to become the first to win 3. Theory of 4 in the pair. The ladies' pace, in theory, a little bit quicker, but at the same time, at least so far, not throwing quite as many strikes as the men, so all that evening out. Game 2 of 6, rolling along here at Bowl 300. Seen some great shots, but the 10 pin, the corner pins, not wanting to fall. Unless your name is Wagner, and then you've got the front 7. All right, here's Yenny one more time up on lane 21. Front 7, trying to stay perfect. Another great shot, no doubter. Yeah, she started with a 192 in 17th place after game number 1. Just trying to create some excitement here in game 2. Wagner, front 8, looking for 9. And she gets it, so we'll see. We can't turn the camera here for her 10th frame. At least one of our cameras. Tenth frame underway on 17 and 18. We're gonna switch things up here. Get things ready for Jenny Wagner's 10th frame coming up in just a minute. We'll get you back to your scores here shortly. Here's Yenny now. She's got the front 9. Trying to make it 10 here. And slaps out the 10. See if we can get a look at that scoreboard. Here's what it looks like here. Started with 192. All right. Jenny Wagner, front 10, 2017 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup, our defending champ. There she goes. Once, front 11 for Jenny Wagner. See there in the forefront, it's Dominic Gall, top 10 pin in England. Final shot coming up for Wagner, going for the first 300 of this year's World Cup. We had 297 earlier on the men's side. Goes front 11, 4-300, Jenny Wagner, and she gets it. All right. Take a look at the scoreboard. There it is, folks. $300 for the Swedish sensation. Jenny Wegner doing the interview thing there with Dom. Posing for the camera. We'll get back to the action here. What a great performance there to catch some momentum for Jenny. So we'll get the scoreboard back up for you, and we'll catch the final frame of our featured pair. Every one of those shots, by the way, for Jenny was terrific. Say, at least the half the game that I was watching, no doubters. All right, so a little excitement there with the 300 from Wegner. And we'll have game 3 coming up in just a minute. Players on the move. Looks like they're probably just waiting so everybody can start at the same time. But 2 games done. Game 3 coming up. You're watching live coverage of the 2017 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup here at Bowl 300 at Hermosillo, Mexico. This is Matt Kenazar. We'll be right back with game 3. And folks, sorry about that delay. We're back here with game number 3 in progress. And we've got our local competitor, Maribel Orozco, here on lane 17 and 18. Joining this game by Northern Ireland's Lauren Dugan. And El Salvador's Edith Quintanilla on 19 and 20. It was Croatia's Ivana Krajagic. Joined by Alexandra Levchuk from the Ukraine. Åse Jakobsen of Norway. And from Macau, China, Julia Lam. So that's our 7 players this game. So let's see what's happened in the chat room while I was away. Looks like a nice two-handed discussion. All right, looks like I didn't miss too much in that discussion, so we'll just leave that alone and move along. You're watching game number 3 of 6 here. Bowl 300, Hermosillo, Mexico. '17 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. Women's qualifying, day number 1. Take a look at the live leaderboard. Leading the way after 2 games, Germany's Vanessa Timitzer, 466. The local Maribel Orozco, 448. Then a tie for 3rd place. Bach Jespers of Belgium, and Crisalyn Tabora of the Philippines at 438. Tie for 5th place. Poland, Marta Litka, 431. And Almiguera of the Dominican Republic, 431. 7th place, Rocio Restrepo of Colombia, 429. Miranda Panis of Canada, 427. Rebecca Whiting of Australia at 424. And in 10th place, Ghislaine Vandertol of the Netherlands at 423. Jacobsen here for Norway is just outside the top 10, 2 pins out at 421. You see the issue with the scoring not sorting correctly, so we'll go take a look at that and be right back. Obviously, Jenny Wegner actually should be leading the way. She's at 492, so we'll see what's up with that, and we'll be right back. Whoops. Sorry about that, folks. All right. Back in business. They're taking a look at the scores now. And hopefully we'll have an update here momentarily. All right, well, they continue to look at the scores. Take a look at the live scoring. You can do that as well. Just click on the link to the QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup homepage in the information box below your video window. It'll take you to some great information, including live scoring from across the bowling center here using lanes 3 to 30. Here in our women's block. Nothing super exciting happening here on game 3. All right, 10th frame now underway. On 17 and 18, Orozco leaves the 8-pin. Can't get to 191 this game. Quintanilla, El Salvador, get to 205 with 3 in the 10th here. And Dugan still can get to 186. You're watching the conclusion of game number 3. This will put us at the halfway point of today's qualifying block for the women. All right, so it's like 194 for Quintanilla, 190 for Orozco. Going to be 163 for Dugan. 10th frame also underway to our right. For Levchuk, 168. Jakobsen going to be in the 180s, 181 with a strike here. Great shot there. Lamb will finish in the 170s, 178 with 3 in the 10th. And Kragic can get to 177. So we're going to get ready for game number 4. And we'll be right back. And here we are back with game number 4 already. Second half of our opening block of qualifying for the women here at the 2017 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. Joining us on our featured pairs this game from Poland, Marta Litka. And from Brazil, Stephanie Martins. And our player from Switzerland, Karina Hugen. And on 19 and 20, we've got Israel's Adva Eliov. Sorry. From the Philippines, Crisalin Tabora. From Hungary, Charlotte Dostai. And from the Netherlands, Ghislaine van der Tol, who we've seen quite a bit out at PWBA events. Queens, the US Open. So she's had some success out there, throws the ball very well. We'll get to see that here in our 4th game of the day on the women's side. A lot of good discussion happening in the chat room, so you guys seem pretty independent for right now. And we'll check back in a minute when we get a score update. I do not think they've been able to correct the confusion. But we'll keep an eye on things and see how they're shaking up. Okay, looks like things are good online. Fixed through 3 games. Jenny Wagner leading the way at 7-16. She's our defending champ from Sweden. Vanessa Timter of Germany, 691. She is second. Wagner at 7-16 for her first 3, including a 300 game, first one of the event. Malaysia CT Rahman is third at 678. Tabora of the Philippines, 4th at 673. Stefanova, Bulgaria, is at 643. Restrepo, Colombia, 640. Mexico's Orozco, 638. Almaguera, 634. Rebecca Whiting, 633. And van der Tol, here in our featured pair, 629. Stephanie Martin's just outside top 10 right now. She's 11th at 619. If you want to see the complete standings again, the link to the World Cup page is in the information box below your video window. A lot of great information there, including up-to-date scores. Live scoring if you want to follow your favorite players across the house. Nice shot there by Litka. On Lane 17 picking up the 4-5. All right, we're gonna do some adjustments, I think, to the cameras tomorrow. Try to get them a little bit higher. Some folks coming in later in the day, filling the bleachers here at Bowl 300, so that's great to see. And we'll be on the move a little bit all week long. Friday we'll shift pairs and then come back to 19 and 20 for the TV finals on Saturday. That's gonna be terrific. 2.5 hours on live Mexican television. Very special opportunity for the folks here at the World Cup. So all of our players, 64 on the men's side and 54 on the women's side, 118 total. Looking to find their way into the top 24 in their respective classifications. All right, we did this earlier, and now let's try it again tonight. Now that we're in the evening portion of our competition today. Where's everybody from? I'm coming to you live from Hermosillo, Mexico here. Bowl 300. My name is Matt Canizaro. Who are you, and where are you calling from? Great shot there by Hugen on lane 18. So this year we're going to see many more folks checking in from the North American time zones. Sarah Young stopping by. There's a familiar name from World Cups past there. Hope things are going well. A special shout out to the crew back on Park Mount Drive in Fort Worth, Texas. Shanice and Emil Williams, Brandy Silva, Bella Clementine, Aaron Smith checking in on the action here at the World Cup, and we're going to play Proofread Roulette coming up in just a couple hours to see which one of those fine gentlemen gets to proofread tonight's World Cup story before posting it on bowl.com for all of you guys to enjoy. See some highlights from today's action, get a few thoughts from our leading players. Talked earlier to the local standout and men's leader. That was Arturo Estrada of Mexico. Here watching his female counterpart now, Maribel Orozco, do her thing, trying to chase down defending champion Jenny Wegner. Here at the halfway point. 3 games to go on our ladies squad, and bigger center this year. Don't have to have 4 squads like we did in 2016 in Shanghai. So a little bit nicer for the players. They had a long wait in between some blocks last year, but now 6 games of action, and they know where they stand when it's all over for the day. All right, great shot there by Litka for 3-bagger. Should go into 10th with a shot at 213. Final frame right around the corner here on 17 and 18. Only 3 players on that pair. All right, 10th frame now, ready to begin. Stephanie Martins from Brazil going to close things out on lane 18. 3 strikes give her 191. There's the first one. As mentioned, Lidka can get to 213. Sorry, 223. Wait. I'm seeing things. I got the glasses on. Can't see so good. She has 123 in the 7th, so 213 was the number. Leaves the 6th pin. Best she can do is 192, so moves in my eyesight and my mind here. Live on BowlTV, and you guys are here to enjoy it with me. All right, 10th frame underway. Tabora get to 206 on lane 19. She's from the Philippines. Vandertol having a nice effort. Gonna finish on lane 20. Spares the 7-pin, no problem. So you can get to 225. Here's Dolstai for Hungary. 213, her max score. Tabor finishes with 205. Vandertol, 225. Dolstai 181. And now Eliav going to close things out. 191 for the youngster from Israel. And that is going to do it for game number 4, folks. Players on the move. You're watching continued coverage of the 2017 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup here in Hermosillo, Mexico. This is Matt Canizaro. We'll be back with game number 5 from Bowl 300 coming up in just one moment. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We'll be right back. And here we go. Game number 5 underway. Our main man, Carlos, about to do some work here. Sprinting down the gutter cap for the Deadwood. He's the do-it-all man here at Bowl 300. Can't thank him enough for the hospitality so far. Running the show here. About to do a score correction as well for lane 18. Keeping that man busy. Hope there's some bonus pay involved for this week's hard work. All right, let's see if we can meet our players here for game number 5. We'll see them all throughout the week. All right, for the Czech Republic, that's Anna Petakova. And for Portugal, Cristina Suarez. Ecuador, Nicole Andrea Riano Sanchez. And for Russia, the youngster, Maria Kashel. She is 17 years old, according to our notes. Over on 19 and 20 from Germany. Got Vanessa Tempter. Singapore's Charlene Lim. Bulgaria's Marina Stefanova. And from France, Stephanie Dubourg. Easy breezy. Lonnie Bateman Sr., hello. Welcome to the chat room. And Tiny Yahoo. Hello. Hello to our friends in South Africa. Some friendly folks competing this week from South Africa. Ursula Eckermans on the women's side. And Alan Regnard on the men's side, who said he was going to stop by and check out the live stream setup, but we did not see him after his block today, so maybe tomorrow. Looks like a few folks just joining us. Appreciate the kind words. Raj checking in from Australia. I guess good morning, mate. Is it in order? Definitely had an opportunity to meet some great people from around the world, and many keeping in touch once the events are done, which is very cool. Mentioned earlier, made a friend last year in Shanghai. David from Ethiopia sat in the booth with us. Probably tell this story often. Told us a little bit about the bowling community there, and sent an email this morning just to say hello and let us know he'd be keeping an eye on things, even though he didn't qualify for this year's World Cup, but wanted to wish good luck to his teammates. So very cool there. Perhaps we'll get to see David again down the road. Take a peek at the live standings. We've got an update through 4. So some familiar names near the top of the standings. Yeti Wagner still out in front, 9:43 for her 4 games. CT Raman second at 9:12. Krisa Lynn Tabora of the Philippines, 8:78. Timiter of Germany, 8:75. The local, Maribel Orozco, 8:63, tied for 5th with Rocio Restrepo of Colombia, 863. Rebecca Whiting of Australia. So her brother checking in a little bit earlier, Matt, visited us in Shanghai, but did not make the trip to Mexico this year. And Vandertol for the Netherlands is 8th at 854. Stephanie Dubourg of France here in our featured pair, 9th at 837. And two-time champion Almaguera of the Dominican Republic is 10th at plus 14, 814 for 4 games. Those curious about Team USA's Erin McCarthy, she is in 16th place, 795 for her 4 games so far today. 178, 188, 227, and 202. So looks like she might be figuring things out a little bit, just like her teammate Jacob Butchuff did earlier on the men's squad. And there you have it, folks, the power of the internet. We mentioned our friends from South Africa and our new friend, L.A. Regnard, bowling on the men's side for South Africa. Stop by as someone sent him a text to let him know that we were looking for him after his squad today. So nice gentleman. We were just talking a little bit about the live stream setup and did turn down the sound for a minute. Didn't want to catch anything on the mic that maybe shouldn't have been out there. But we're back now, and we're watching the end of game number 5. So one more game to go after this, and then we'll know who our leaders are after the opening day. Mr. Regnard is interested in what we do, perhaps to bring some live streaming to the events in South Africa. So we'll talk, give him a tour of the live stream booth a little bit, answer some questions, and very cool to meet the folks and talk about what we do a little bit. He was a little shy, didn't want to come on the broadcast, but maybe later in the week. So looking forward to that. And now looking forward to the 10th frame coming up here on 19 and 20. So Lim for Singapore. Also a little bit of pressure on her. Last time we were here in 2008, Jasmine Young Nathan became the first bowler from Singapore to win the World Cup. And now here we are, 9 years later, back in Hermosillo. I imagine Charlene just a youngster back in 2008. Right now we're going to post the clip of Jenny Wegner's 300 here at the World Cup. All right, so Lim opening the 10th, finishes with a 210. Great game by Timter from Germany, 277. While we're off schmoozing here. She's getting it done. Spare sheet, 277. Great performance there. Gonna shoot her up toward the top of the standings. If not ahead of Jenny Wegner. Dubourg just inside the top 10. Gonna get to 200 here. And Stefanova having a nice game as well. And get to 226. We're at the tail end of game number 5. One more game to go, and we'll be done for today. The opening round of qualifying at the 2017 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. Players from nearly 70 countries doing work here at Bowl 300. A record 3rd time the event has been held in Hermosillo, 6th time in Mexico, and we're glad to be back. Great hosts here. And looking forward to the rest of the week, plus live TV finals. All right. One frame to go here on 17 and 18. Let's take a peek back at the chat room. Lance D, speaking my language again. We're going to need a street taco tour like you did with the pizza tour in Syracuse. Lance, if I had the opportunity, absolutely. To be honest, we found a terrific taco spot about a mile from the hotel. Made the walk twice so far this week for some opportunity, I guess, to enjoy the local culture. Local folks just coming back from local sporting events, doing normal local things, and sitting beside us and enjoying the Taco Haas. So don't know if we're going to branch out from there, but it's been a great time so far. But I did make sure when I picked up my shirts for this week's event in the tournament office, went a little bit bigger. Had some room for all these delicious meals. I knew we'd have early in the week, not so much once the event got going. It's going to be some later nights, but we'll see what else we can enjoy before we head out next Sunday. So just remember to tune in all day and all night for continued coverage. We'll be back at it noon Eastern tomorrow for the next women's squad. Then we'll have the men back at 6:30 Eastern. And we'll do that each day until Thursday. Friday we'll have the top 24. And then at night, the top 8 round-robin match play, after which we'll know our 4 finalists on each side. And they'll get ready for Saturday's finals. A great shot there by Koshel from Russia, 17 years old, the left-hander. All right, so good finish. Rest of the game didn't go as well for Koshel, but 166, 3 in the 10th. Couple of tough 10th frames there on lane 17 for Portugal and Ecuador. Now Petakova going to close things out after the deadwood is cleared. And that will be the end of game number 5. Tough spare here on lane 18. All right, great spare there. And final shot coming up now. And Anna's going to close out game number 5 just like that. 1 game to go. A tough 10th frame there. That is going to do it. 164, and we will have game number 6. First block of women's qualifying coming up here at the World Cup in just a minute, folks. This is Matt Canizaro. I'll be right back. And here we are, final game of the night underway. Was just chatting with Herbert Bickel of Bowling Digital, getting a little bit of a rundown on the player from Germany, Timter. Shot 277 here in our featured pair last game. Well, let's meet our players now for game number 6. Bach Jespers for Belgium on lane 17. She's joined by Lydia Zalatel of Slovenia. And from Lithuania, Horte Palamate. And from South Africa, mentioned her earlier, Ursula Eckermans. And good support staff there in South Africa. Some nice folks joining her on the trip here to Mexico. And our other featured pair from Italy, Melania Rossi. From New Zealand, Suzanne Howell. From England, got Lorna Scott. And from Hong Kong, Han Chan. And the team from Hong Kong joined by this week's coach, Nick Bohannon, who you might recognize from his days with the United States Bowling Congress and Team USA. Was the exercise and nutrition specialist among many other specialties. Always kept the players well conditioned for competition. Now doing the same for Hong Kong. Indeed, some challenging names here at the World Cup. Bowlers officially now from 68 countries, 54 women and 64 men. And while the lane conditions might be a challenge for the players, saying their names is the challenge for the live stream guy. And, so try to do a little bit of homework, but then when it's showtime, the lights come on. Not always so smooth, but we always do our best here. And with that said, let's see if the standings are updated through 5 games now here on the women's side. And they are. Jenny Wegner leading the way for Sweden. 192, 300, 224, 227, and 248. She is on top of the standings with 1191, followed by Vanessa Timter of Germany, 1152. Krista Lynn Tabora of the Philippines, bowling very well, 1100. She's in 3rd place. Rocio Restrepo is 4th with 1096. CT Rahman of Malaysia is 5th at 1090. Maribel Orozco of Mexico, 1083. Almaguera, Dominican Republic, 1050. She's in 7th place. Ghislaine Vandertol of the Netherlands, 1041. Stephanie Dubourg of France, 1036. And rounding out the top 10, Rebecca Whiting of Australia, 1033. Erin McCarthy has moved up to 11th place now, representing Team USA. The last 3 games, 227, 202, and 233 to get her to 1028, and a tie for 11th place with Stefanova of Bulgaria. So there you have it. There's the rundown. If you'd like to check it out and see how your favorite player is doing, that is available at the Bowling World Cup homepage. You can find a link to that in the information box below your video window. There's also live scoring there, so you can follow your favorite players across the house here at Bowl 300. Check in on the live scoring and see what pair Yenny is on. She's got a pretty good lead. .39 pins over Tempter right now. So we'll keep an eye on both of those players. Yenny is on 9 and 10. She's got 3 strikes to start here, game number 6. And Tempter on 15 and 16 just to our left. 4-bagger, open, strike in the 6th, so. She's not bowling too bad this game either, so. See how things shake up here in the back half of game number 6. All right, take one more look through the live scoring. Great way to keep an eye on things throughout the house without being behind the lanes. Pretty hard to see even a few pairs away. Wagner with the front 5, down on 9 and 10. Looking to hold off any late charges for the top spot in the standings. Tempter, 6 out of 7 with just the split in the 5th frame being the difference now. Tabora for the Philippines. Very impressive so far in our opening round. Staying around the top of the standings and now working on the front 5. Down on 27 and 28. You can at least see her from here. You can see the pins on 27. She's up on the approach right now. Looking to stay perfect. And she splits. So that string comes to an end. So now just Wagner trying to separate herself from the rest of the field here. And just one more time, shout out to all of our friends in South Africa. So far, it's my favorite country of the day, I think. Just very friendly folks, both in person and online. So thank you for tuning in, and especially here in the middle of the night, whether you're going to bed or waking up. Hopefully we'll see you again in the morning for the next women's squad. That'll be at noon Eastern. Yenny still striking. Down on 9 and 10. A little too far to turn the camera this time. All right, so the delivery on lane 10. And she goes high. Looks like the 3-6-10 from here. So that will end her run. Still got a pretty good shot. Yeah, being our day 1 leader, had enough of a lead to hold off Germany's Tempter. Tempter, though, making a run at the 260s of her own. As you can see, different styles. Zelatel of Slovenia putting the ball right down the middle of the lane. We saw one of the players utilizing that spinner style. There she is. competitor from Lithuania, looking for first strike here in game number 6, struggling a bit. Wegner and Tempter both striking up a storm here in game number 6. Wegner 7 out of 8 with the 8 spare, so it was a 3-6 after the front 6. And Tempter can get to 262 with 3 in the 10th. So those two definitely going to be 1-2 in the standings. Sounds like the party's getting going outside here. Live music for the players and friends and family to enjoy some local culture and music. Great shot there by Lorna Scott from England for the 5-bagger. Nice way to finish the day. To our left, Tempter of Germany shooting a spare. So she'll be at 241 with a strike on the fill ball. And Yenny up in the 10th now with a shot at 278, so she will be your leader. We'll get a couple thoughts from her before she heads out. Folks, we're in the final frame on 17 and 18. I do appreciate everybody who stopped in and stuck with us tonight. For the current standings, if you check out the information box below your video window, there's a link. Follow the scores, standings, and details. Click on that. It'll take you to the World Cup homepage. And everything you could possibly want about this event can be found there. And you can find an update later tonight on bowl.com. And we'll be back in action tomorrow, noon Eastern, with the next women's squad, followed by the men at 6:30 Eastern. Nice effort for Jespers here in game number 6. Spare here. She can get to 221. All right, things wrapping up on 17 and 18 now. Ackermans can get to 182, got the first hit in the 10th. Zalatel, strike on the fill would be 165. Looks like Maribel Orozco of Mexico closing things out down on the low side. To a roar of applause. She bowled well today, in good position after the opening day here. And 19 and 20 now in the final frame, the spinner style for Hong Kong's Chan. She could double up here. Get to 200 this game, 201 max. Leaves the 4-pin. Howell gets to 205 for New Zealand. We'll see Rossi for Italy. Step up, she too can get to 201. And the big shooter, our featured pair this game, Lorna Scott, working on 6 strikes in a row. She can get to 258 with 3 more in the 10th frame, and then we'll call it a day. .272 for Maribel Orozco to close things out. 5 count on the fill, otherwise 277. Terrific performance there for both players from Mexico today. Arturo Estrada leading the way on the men's side. Spoke to him earlier. We'll have that as part of the recap tonight as well. All right, here's Scott shooting the 10-pin. No problem. 237 for her with 10 on the fill. And Rossi can get to 188. All right, 237 for Scott. Final shot here coming up now. Melania Rossi for Italy. Gonna close it out. .184 for her, and folks, that is gonna do it. 12 games in the books, 6 for the men, 6 for the women. Day 1 of qualifying is complete. We'll have a total recap for you on bowl.com later tonight. We appreciate everybody joining us here on BowlTV today. Great crowds this morning. And we'll have the women back on the lanes tomorrow at noon Eastern. That'll all be live here on BowlTV. And we'll roll along here. Qualifying goes through Thursday here at Bowl 300 in Hermosillo, Mexico, 2017 QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup. This is Matt Canizar, folks. That's the news for now. We'll see you on the lanes.